Hey, folks, it's Mark Arum. I hope you're enjoying the Mark Arum Show podcast. A reminder, you can hear this very radio show live Monday through Friday. We're live 6 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. 6:08 and a rainy 70 degrees on the boulevard called Peachtree. Mark Arum and pals with you till 8 in the p.m. Could have a fun show tonight. We are moving Millennial Match Game back to 7. Randy, the queen of Millennial Match Game, will join us there. Johnny Kielbasa will join us with a fast food review. But I was reminiscing today, Deborah Green, executive producer of the Mark Arum Show. When I was a child, the 3 greatest days of the year were the following, in no particular order. My birthday, Halloween, and the first day of Hanukkah. That was when I got the best gift. I would imagine for you, Longoria, your Jews Nugget, your favorite days were birthday, Christmas, and Halloween, right? Even growing up in Mexico, that was probably maybe Cinco de Mayo. Chuck, in Montana, you're a weird dude, but I would imagine as a child, your best 3 days as a kid were your birthday, Halloween, and Christmas. Opening of deer season, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's up there.
A lot in there, but we'll go with it.
All right. So I know there are a lot of kids worried. They're freaking out because tomorrow is one of their favorite days of the year. It's Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and the trick-or-treating is, a highlight of the year. You dress up in your costume, you go out, you get candy, you get a sugar rush, you pass out, and you're eating candy for the next 10 days. And a lot of kids and a lot of parents now are kind of freaking out because of the possibility of bad weather for the trick-or-treating time tomorrow. So I wanted to kick the show off live with WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish, Atlanta's only radio full-time meteorologist. He joins us on the show. Kirk, I don't have kids, but I enjoy Halloween. I know Longoria is going to go trick-or-treating. Loti is going to go trick-or-treating with their kids. What are we looking at for tomorrow on Halloween, buddy?
Well, it's definitely going to be more trick than treat, but it does look like the prime trick-or-treating hours are not going to be all that wet, so you can pass out more candy than umbrellas, I think, the way things are shaping up. The most widespread rain and the heaviest rain with the lightning risk tomorrow looks to fall roughly between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. There's a low chance of a severe thunderstorm in that mix as well, but it does look like the rain will be ending between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m., so that's pretty good at least.
That is good. So the rain ends between 5 and 8 p.m. Prior to that, though, severe weather, maybe some lightning. It's been 33 some odd years since I last trick-or-treated. Longoria, you've got 2 daughters. How old are they?
6 and 4.
Are you okay trick-or-treating that late? What time do you guys usually go out?
Yeah, usually that's our bedtime is 8 o'clock, right around that time, so it'll be a little rough. But, I mean, it's Halloween, so we may have them up a little later than normal.
All right, so just you wait the weather out. And I'm assuming, Kirk, and again, I should make no assumptions when it comes to Atlanta weather, that the wet stuff will be moving from the east to the west as the evening progresses?
West to east. So
wow.
Yeah, ending a little bit sooner the further north and west of the perimeter that you are, and a little bit later in eastern and southeastern sections. I do also want to point out, however, that it's not going to be comfortable even if you don't have a leftover shower during the time that you're out. Even with most of the rain ending between 5 and 8, there could be some drizzle or a brief shower somewhere. But the key point that's going to really change the comfort factor is that the temperatures tomorrow, the high is going to be in the low 70s, but that's going to be before 1 p.m.
Okay.
Temperatures are going to drop to the low and mid-50s by 5 p.m., down to the 40s by 8 p.m., with west-northwest winds 15 to 28 miles an hour, creating a wind chill factor near 39. So consider that with your Halloween costume.
WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Big day tomorrow for parents and kids. To recap, Kirk says the heaviest of the rain, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then slowly moving out between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. But there's a caveat there. The temperatures are going to drop really, really quick. So, Longoria, as you go out, and I think your daughter said she was going to be Rapunzel?
Rapunzel, and then the other one's Evie from the Descendants 3.
So I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
So not only do you have to worry about maybe an umbrella, but I don't know what Chuck just said to me on the thing, but so not only do you need an umbrella, you also need maybe a sweatshirt or a jacket, something, right, Kirk, to bundle the kids up?
Yeah, that's what I remember most about most of my Halloweens growing up in Chicago was that the Halloween costume a lot of times wasn't seen because it was wrapped in a winter coat.
A lot of people don't know this, but Kirk Mellish is one of those generous cats that gives out the full-sized candy bars on Halloween.
We're going to Kirk's house.
Yeah, definitely go to Kirk's house. But you'll be doing forecasts for us live tomorrow. So how you just going to leave the candy out on the porch, Mellish? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to dress up as a weatherman and pass out the slide rules and calculators and things like that along with the candy.
Excellent. All right, so I guess it could be worse. I mean, I remember once or twice as a kid in Connecticut trick-or-treating during snow. So at least, but I thought that was actually cool as a kid to like trick-or-treat during the snow. But it always stank if you thought you had a really good costume and you had to wear a jacket over it. Yeah. That was never any fun.
Yeah, no, that took some of the fun out of it, that's for sure, especially if you put in any effort in it and then nobody was really seeing it. I've been here since 1987, and I can remember trick-or-treating with some neighbors and their kids one time here in Atlanta where there were snow flurries.
Wow. All right. Well, we're not going to see a repeat of that, but it's going to be wet and then cold later on. Kirk will be on tap all day tomorrow, starting with Atlanta's Morning News starting at 4:30, and then exclusive trick-or-treating forecasts throughout the day. And maybe we'll check in with you tomorrow night on the Mark Arum Show as well, Kirk.
All right. Sounds good. We can fine-tune that cold frontal passage. And remember, tune in Friday morning, 6:20, 7:20, and 8:20. I will be issuing my winter forecast.
Ooh, very good. All right, Kirk, always a pleasure, buddy.
All right, thanks, folks.
So I have a question. I mean, I get the answers from Longoria and Loti, but they're not, they're good parents, but they're not very responsible parents. What are your plans tomorrow for trick-or-treating? Are you going to cancel it? What are you going to do with the kids tomorrow? It's going to be wet, and then Kirk Mellish says it's going to dip. The temperature's going to dip quick after 5 p.m. So what are your plans tomorrow for Halloween and trick-or-treating? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB. Talk. Marco joins us in Lilburn.
We need more lemon, please.
What's going on, Marco?
Mark, hey, what's up? Hey, I just happened to dial, and I didn't know what the topic was today. But
Halloween. So Marco, a longtime listener, friend of the show, always dresses up as E.T. on Halloween.
What does his hot neighbor wife dress up as?
What is
Another
Princess
short
Leia?
dress,
Oh, okay.
I could see his wife as Princess Leia.
I can give you a finger, though.
Whoa, hey,
Whoa.
easy. So you and your hot Asian wife do not have children. Will you be home tomorrow giving out candy? What's the plan tomorrow?
We're there every year, but the last 12 years that we've been at this house, only like 7 or 8 children have been at this house.
That happens. I mean,
but it's sad. When we were children, we were everywhere. I mean, it's just sad that then when you do see them there, they're escorted by a car.
That is kind of sad. But believe me, Marco, the kids are trick or treating just as much as they were. They're getting smarter about it. Like they talk to their friends and say what neighborhoods. Like Deb Green, I'm sure your neighborhood is.
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of kids none of us know that come through our neighborhood.
I did that when I was
in a neighborhood. You're safer in a neighborhood.
I did that when I was a kid. So my street was pretty rural, sparse. I had my Jamaican neighbors were raising goats.
Hey, I had Jamaican neighbors too.
And then they had no. Then there was no houses for like a mile down the road. So I used to Marco's hitting the schnapps, I think.
I'm hitting it hard.
Yes. So we used to I would go to my other friends' neighborhoods where there was like a cul-de-sac and they had all. So, it was like a targeted attack. You go to the neighborhoods, the wealthy neighborhoods.
Yeah, we always go to the rich neighborhoods.
Yeah, exactly right.
Better candy.
You get the better chance of a full side.
Still Jamaican.
All right. Jeez. All right, Marco. Happy Halloween, my friend. He hit the schnapps.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him.
He was giddy. You think he had an edible?
Too much Halloween edibles?
Yeah, maybe he had a Halloween edible.
Do you guys remember being scared at Halloween about
razor blades?
Never.
No.
Razor blades in the apples?
No.
Like I mean, as a kid, I wasn't scared, but they would talk about it all the time.
Oh, yeah, they try to scare
The
us.
homemade stuff was the best stuff in our neighborhood.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, I talked about the other night. I will not eat anything homemade. That was going right in the garbage. You made homemade chocolate? I don't know your kitchen. Right in the garbage. But I think parents made that up when we were kids. They're like, we got to check your candy first so they could pick out the good stuff. What are your plans tomorrow as a parent for Halloween with the possible inclement weather? 404-872-0750. Jasper joins us on the Mark Arum Show. What's going on, Jasper?
Oh, just battling the rain. Rich neighborhoods. Northampton and East Cobb was my rich neighborhood, and they did give out full-size candy bars.
That was always a huge treat when you got the full size, the granddaddies. Oh yeah, that was good stuff.
But I just left Costco, preempting the weather tomorrow with a box of full-size candy bars, just in case we have to cancel. The kids will get a alternative prize. That should make them happy. So that's my plan.
So that brings up a good point. Because of the weather, forget if you have kids or not, and you're going to take them out trick-or-treating. If you're just staying at home, if the weather's bad, are you just going to bail on it, turn the lights out, and not offer candy? What are you going to do tomorrow?
I mean, we'll have the older kids come through because the little rain's not going to stop any of the older kids. Yeah. And then everything else I'll dump in the news trough the next day.
Oh, my God. And not to get all Clark Howard on you, but on Friday, that candy's 50% off everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Jump on that. I love that. Fat guys like me love the day after Halloween. Give me all that candy. Give it to me. The day after Easter, give it to me. Give me those chocolate bunnies. What are your plans tomorrow for Halloween? Kirk Mellish says wet from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then the rain moves out, but the temperatures drop, so you might need an umbrella and a sweater. What are you going to do with the kids on Halloween? It's a big day. 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB-TALK on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show. Wet and possibly chilly tomorrow night on Hallows Eve. What are you going to do if the inclement weather moves in trick-or-treating-wise? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Francesca joins us in Alpharetta. What's going on, Francesca?
Preach, brother.
Welks, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, well, listen, we were going to have, I don't have any kids, but we were going to have our big HOA swing ding tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, my gosh, listen, I got me some popcorn and Coca-Cola reading that, all the comments on why we shouldn't move it.
What did you guys decide?
Well, we decided Friday. We're moving it to Friday because we have the bouncy house, the face painter, the pizza, the game, everything, the costume, contest. And so some parents are not happy. But,
well, I mean, is that a possibility? It's like, it's not like you're moving Christmas. Like, it's going to rain on Christmas. We're moving it to 28th. Yeah. I mean, it's Halloween. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Is that feasible, though, to move the trick-or-treating and the parties to Friday?
Well, we set it up for discussion.
Yeah.
And the people that discussed, a good majority said yes. And then people are just going to have candy on Thursday for those people that took off from work because they can't any other day.
I guess, like, if you have a Halloween party, it's easier to move it. But, I mean, you'd have to get all the kids together and be like, all right, kids, we're not going to trick-or-treat on Thursday. Yeah. That's interesting. We do have other things you can do if you don't want to trick-or-treat in the rain. Deb Green will break it down for us when we come back. What are your plans on a wet and cold Halloween? 404-872-0750. This is The Mark Arum Show.
Hi, this is Valerie Bertinelli, and you're listening to The Mark Arum Show.
71 soggy degrees on Peachtree Street. It is a 2. Let me get my bell. A 2 on the Mark Arum Show back sweat meter. You heard breaking news earlier on the show.
Where is
WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish says it's going to be a wet Halloween Eve. Heavy rain and showers, maybe some lightning, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then the rain moves out from east to west Longoria, which is against my wisdom. Normal, I usually think the weather moves west to east, but tomorrow will be east to west. But then the temperatures drop severely. Going to get down to the 30s, I think, some point tomorrow night. Oh. So the question is, what do we do about trick-or-treating? Do you cancel it? What do you, so we're looking for some alternatives. And before the show, Longoria said to me, I think Publix allows kids to trick-or-treat.
Where shopping is a pleasure.
Where shopping is a pleasure. And I trust Longoria, but I wasn't going to go on the air with that as a fact. So I wanted to confirm with my friends at Publix. So joining us on the phone from Publix, Brenda Reed. Brenda, welcome to the Mark Arum Show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Is Longoria a purveyor of fake news, or can kids actually trick-or-treat at Publix tomorrow?
People can trick-or-treat tomorrow from 4 to 7 at Publix locations, all of our stores.
Wow. Is that something that has always been the case, or is it just because of the inclement weather tomorrow?
It's been going on now for almost 20 years. So we've been allowing parents to bring their kids in, walk through the store, grab some candy, play some games, dress up in costume, and just have a good time on Halloween.
That's amazing. So I have to work Thanksgiving evening is one of the worst traffic days of the year because all the parents leave work at the same time. So I'm always in here early doing extra traffic coverage, and then I'm doing my show. So I'm always off the air after 7 p.m. So I've never, I always go to Publix after the show to get dinner. But I've never seen the trick-or-treaters in there because it's after 7. So any Publix location in the metro area tomorrow from 4 to 7, you can bring your kids to come trick-or-treat in costume.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Right.
So all right. So if Longoria brings his 2 daughters into Publix tomorrow, do they go to the deli and you give them some corned beef? What are they getting exactly?
I want some corned beef.
I want some corned beef. We are going to be handing out candy throughout the departments. So you stop by bakery, deli, meat department, you're going to get candy and some games and some coloring sheets for the little ones. And we've got a bag for you to stick the candy in. So we've got lots of, little fun things to do.
That's amazing.
Especially since it's going to be raining.
Yeah, and it's always nice and dry in Publix. Talking to Brenda Reed from Publix again. Great news. If you do not want to risk the elements and you have a Publix in your neighborhood, you can go in from 4 to 7 p.m. with the kids and trick or treat. And in each section, or in the I guess the deli, in the seafood department, wherever you go, there'll be new little treats for the youngins.
That's right. That's right. What are you dressing up as?
I'm dressing up as a TV traffic reporter that has to wear an orange tie on Halloween every year. That's my standard. I can't remember the last time, Brenda, that I actually dressed up as in a costume. So it's been a while for me.
Okay. Well, it's never too late.
Never exactly right. I'll think of something tonight. Well, Brenda, thank you for coming on, and thanks to the folks at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. That's pretty cool. If you don't want to get rained on and be chilly, just go to Publix and trick or treat with the kid. I bet the workers love that, seeing the kids in the costumes running around.
Oh yeah, it's big fun. We look forward to it every year, and the parents look forward to it. So they come year after year.
Well, that explains why I didn't know about this, because I don't have children yet. Brenda, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Have a safe Halloween.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that.
That is pretty awesome. I would prefer if you instead of candy, the seafood department's giving out a shrimp cocktail. The wine department's giving out a little flight of
tasters,
little flight of rosé, Longoria.
Yeah, I like that.
The deli's giving out chicken wings.
Yeah, something.
By the way, today there's a deal. I don't want to steal Johnny's thunder. I think it's Applebee's. If you eat in, it's 25-cent boneless wings.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
I did the math.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Well, basically, boneless wings. But 25 cents a pop.
Call them that.
I could eat a lot of them.
Adult chicken nuggets.
What are you folks doing tomorrow on the rainy and cold Halloween? Stephanie joins us, our old buddy up north. How are you, dear?
I'm great. How are you?
What are the folks in Cumming going to be doing tomorrow during wet Halloween?
Oh, my word. They're the biggest babies. It's going to rain. Our children might melt. Really?
So they've canceled it? They've postponed it? What's going on?
No, I don't know. They're all just waffling back and forth on Facebook. It's really fun to watch. For me, though, this is really strange because it's the very first time in 15 years that we will not be trick-or-treating because my kids have aged out.
What is the oldest you can trick-or-treat? I know there's not a law or anything, but as a parent, Steph, when did your kids age out? How old are they now, the youngest?
Well, my youngest is almost 12, so he's in 6th grade, and he has shown no interest. But it's funny because my 15-year-old who's driving us right now trick-or-treated last year. He and friends got together and they trick-or-treated. And we have teenagers who trick-or-treat in our neighborhood, and I have no problem with that. But rather than be trick-or-treating than doing all of the other things that teenagers could do.
Understood. Steph, good to hear from you. Stay dry tomorrow. I've got a not-so-funny Halloween story from when I was a kid. I'll tell you that. Deb's got tips on what you can do to stay dry tomorrow for Halloween. And your calls next. This is The Mark Arum Show. Take the rest of the night off, Turnbull. Get some rest. Busy day tomorrow. Thanksgiving traffic throughout the day here on 95.5. What did I say?
Thanksgiving time.
Halloween traffic tomorrow all day long with Kirk Mellish in the forecast. Going to be a wet one tomorrow. What are you going to do if it's wet and cold for the trick-or-treaters? Jackie joins us in Woodstock. Jackie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Jackie.
I'll tell you, if I wasn't 77 years old, I would give Maya some competition.
Whoa! Hey, now.
Whoa. But anyway, getting to Halloween.
Yes, ma'am.
I have been in Georgia for 7 years, moved from the north.
Mm-hmm.
They had mischief night the night before Halloween.
The toilet paper, etc.
The toilet paper, the soap, the eggs with cars. And when I moved down here, I thought, this is wonderful. That not to have that. So I have to give kudos to the young kids down south.
For not doing the damaging stuff.
Exactly.
I think some neighborhoods. Deb, you're in Alpharetta. Do you get toilet paper on the trees?
I'm in Woodstock.
No, you're Jackie. I was talking to Deb Green.
Nope.
Yeah, no, and they don't do it in Woodstock. What about in your neighborhood, Longoria?
No.
Yeah. I've seen toilet paper in some trees, but not to the, when I was a kid, the bus would come the day after Halloween, and you drive down the street, and every single tree was TP'd. Every single tree. Jackie, I appreciate it. I got to run. Deb's Green is joining us here with a list of some things you might want to do, aside from going to Publix to trick-or-treat, when it's cold or rainy or what have you.
Bad weather.
Bad weather tips for trick-or-treaters. What do you got, Deb Green?
This is from Red Book magazine or something?
I think so, yeah.
All right, so weatherproofing costumes, obviously, like a see-through poncho or a coat or something like that. Back home it was cold.
Yeah.
We always had a coat. You open it up, right? You always see your costume, and then you bundle back up. So that was weatherproofing costumes. Another one is bring hot drinks along with you. So I guess if your parents are going with you, little kids,
bring a thermos of hot chocolate or something.
Hot chocolate or apple cider or something.
Ooh,
and maybe
hard cider.
I don't know, do you pull a wagon around with them or something?
No, then we make them walk.
You make them walk. All right. Well,
they're old enough to walk. Come on now.
This one's kind of odd. Provide opportunities to dry off. So either go back home or look for a neighbor's house and warm up a little bit. Which I would
hide in the neighbor's house. I'm just warming up in here. I'm not going through your stuff.
I guess if it's a family friend, maybe you would stop there, warm up or something.
Absolutely.
If you're from a small town,
sure.
you know everybody. So that's another option. Like take little breaks so that they don't get too cold.
Interesting.
This one would not fly. Have your kids pass out the candy, saying that they could still dress up in their costume and look at everyone else's costumes, but they're the ones passing out.
I actually like that, where if you don't want, Longoria, I'm not Shlongoria, I'm not telling you how to parent.
Yeah.
But if it's really bad weather, just say to your daughters, hey, this year we're going to stay here and pass out the candy.
We usually do, and then we'll parade them around for about 10 houses. But we don't go through the whole neighborhood. I'm like, we're going home.
If you told them that's what they were going to do instead, how would that fly?
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Not instead. No,
Chuck, your daughter's, is she too young to trick-or-treat? What are you doing with that little kidney bean?
She's just a ball of mush. She doesn't care.
She's a what?
She's a ball of mush.
A ball of mush. Okay. Other tips for...
All right, other tips.
For parents that care.
Yeah, for parents. Have a family fun night. So have Halloween-themed movies, special treats at home, maybe play a Halloween game, have some candy available at the house.
Yeah, we can watch Halloween. Friday the 13th.
Scream.
Do you know what's an underrated gift on Halloween for trick-or-treaters?
What's that?
Those popcorn balls. Do they still make those?
Say that.
They still make those?
I guess. I don't know.
Do they let you pass them out now?
Balls? Popcorn balls?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. Parents are all weird about not homemade food.
Candy apples? Those are always good, too. I saw some of those at Publix yesterday on display. I was like,
I hate apples, and then, not hate apples, but I hate eating like an apple. And then a candy apple, that's just harder.
All right, so some good tips there.
Yeah.
You got one more?
One more is go out to eat and look for kids eat free at restaurants. So that was the last one on
there.
Go
to Applebee's and get the 25 boneless wings.
Still wear your costume.
Russ joins us in Gainesville real quick before the break. What's going on, Russ?
Come here a minute. I want to talk to you.
Boom. Russ.
Hey, ladies! Funky.
Well, last we knew, Russ had two ladies with him at the hotel, so he's preoccupied.
Chuck missed that.
When we come back, we're going to do Millennial Match Game with Millennial Randy. She'll be in studio, so we need two contestants to call right now. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Don't forget, Kirk Mellish told us here live on the air, expect wet weather, maybe some thunder showers, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. The rain gradually moves out between 5 and 8 p.m., but the temperatures are going to drop, so it might be wet and or cold tomorrow for trick-or-treating. Keep it locked here all day for Halloween and not Thanksgiving. Traffic and weather updates. We'll come back with Millennial Match Game next on The Mark Arum Show.
The Mark Arum Show is performed before a live studio audience.
No, I'll run this town to be near you. I stand alone. I stand alone.
Welcome back to the show and a good Wednesday Eve to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 7:08, 8 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, heard Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 95.5 WSB. My whole family's here tonight. Deborah Green, the executive producer of the broadcast, Shlongoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Then there's Maud. Low T. Chuck screening your calls. Programming note, tomorrow morning... You don't have to worry about this, Chuck in Longoria. I'm filling in for Erickson at 9 a.m.
Oh, that's cool. You mean Halloween. Von Hessler?
Yeah, what did I say? Erickson. Yeah, Von Hessler.
On Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, I'm filling in for Erickson at 9 a.m. No, I'm in for Von Hessler tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and then we'll have our regular show from 6 to 7. Big weekend programming-wise here on your home of the Dogs. The Dogs are down in Jacksonville. Jay Black's going to be there with the team. He'll join us on Friday's show. And, of course, the big Halloween trick-or-treat wet weather tomorrow. Kirk Mellish will be on duty all day and extra traffic coverage throughout the day as well. That being said, we had to bump Millennial Match Game because of Halloween and the weather, so let's play some Millennial Match Game.
Let's play Millennial Match Game.
Joining us live in studio, the returning champ, the Queen Bee of Millennial Match Game. It's Randy from the Digital Desk. How are you, darling?
Feeling fantastic, Markster.
You look great. I like that long gray dress you got going.
It's called fall weather clothing, yeah.
It looks very nice. You have, real quick, you have plans for Halloween? What are you doing tomorrow?
Now, Mark, you know how I roll on Thursdays.
Hookah.
You know your spot.
Yes.
Arum.
Yes, Arum Lounge.
That's where I'll be in my Halloween costume that's not work appropriate. Yes.
Yeah, all right. So check out Randy's Instagram for all of that.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Millennial Match Game. You will be playing with Joe in Canton. Joe, how are you, my friend?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good.
Tell the folks a little bit about yourself there, Joe.
Let's see. Well, I'm just driving in the car right now. I don't really know what the game is.
All right. Are you single or married?
I'm married. I got 2 kids.
Excellent. What do you do for a living, Joe?
I'm in construction.
Excellent. All right, I'll explain the rules of the game in just a second. You're going to be playing against Doug and Cumming. Doug, how are you, my friend?
Good evening.
Good evening. Tell the folks a little about yourself, Doug.
Married, 3 children, out here driving as well, safely, and I'm in healthcare.
All right, excellent. So it's a Millennial Match Game brought to you by Rocco's European Garage Joe. Tonight's category, horror movie characters. So we got Millennial Randy in here. I'm going to say a horror movie character, okay? And she's going to have to try to guess what movie it's from. Now, Joe, you don't need to know the answer. You just have to guess whether or not the Millennial will know the answer. Got it?
Oh, got it. Okay,
yeah, it's very simple. And when in doubt, the Millennial does not know. All right, so here we go. Millennial Match Game. We'll start with Doug, since he knows how the game is played. Doug, the Halloween movie character I'm going to talk about right now, the character's name is Mike Myers. Mike Myers. Will Millennial Randy know what movie that is from? I'm going to play some audio here, Longoria. We're going to play it before the answer this time. Mike Myers. You say Millennial Randy will know what scary movie that is from. You say yes. Randy, the Millennial, Mike Myers is from what scary movie?
Of course, the classic Halloween.
That is right. All right. So Doug gets a point. The Millennial did know that one, Joe, so I apologize for that. Usually the Millennial doesn't know. All right, here we go. Joe, you're up. The more horror movie character is Annabelle. Annabelle. Will Millennial Randy know what movie starred a horror character?
That is horror.
Horror. I keep saying horror.
Hold on.
Yeah. Annabelle. Will she know what movie Annabelle is from?
I'm a Millennial, and I don't know, so I'm going to say no.
I know as well. I mean, I don't know as well. Annabelle. Do you know, Randy?
I do. It's Annabelle. That's the name of the movie.
Yeah, it's several movies. The Conjuring, Annabelle, like Conjuring.
I know it's Annabelle.
Yeah, it's several movies.
I've never heard of that.
They're good
scary.
movies.
It's really good.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
Let me look. This song is scary.
It's very creepy.
Very creepy. This is what Chuck plays in the crib for his daughter. All right, so no point for Joe, the Millennial. Joe, I wouldn't have gotten that, so I'm okay with that. All right, here we go. It is Doug's turn again. You ready, Doug?
Yes.
The character from this horror movie is named Jason Voorhees. Am I pronouncing that right, Deb? Jason
Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees. Will Millennial Randy know what horror movie Jason Voorhees is from?
Yes.
Jason Voorhees, Randy.
Jason.
From what movie?
Jason.
It's not the name. It's not the name of the movie. Nope.
Oh my God, it's not called. Okay, wait. Okay, let me think. Because I remember they was in a stall at an out potty house, and they stabbed him in the ear.
Potty house.
And that wasn't called Jason.
No, that's the character's name.
Oh come on. With the hockey mask.
Yeah.
Butcher hockey.
Slapshot.
No, is that it for real?
No. So what are we doing? She did not know that was Friday the 13th.
Oh,
yeah, he guessed yes, so
no point.
No point for
All
Doug.
right, no point for Doug. Jason, or Joe's up again. Joe, this horror movie character is named Pinhead. Pinhead. Will Millennial Randy know what movie Pinhead was in?
It sounds weird, so I'm going to say yes.
You say yes. It sounds weird. Pinhead was in what movie?
I don't know what
Millennial
Jason's
Randy?
trying to say, but anyway, Pinhead, let's go with Hellraiser.
That is right.
I was so scared of that movie as a kid.
I would have been 0 for 4 on these.
You didn't watch horror movies as a kid?
I'm a big horror film person.
No, that's like you like hugging on Big Husky when when the scary things come up. All right, through 2 rounds of Millennial Match Game, what's the score, Deb Green?
We got 1-1.
1-1, and Doug is up.
That's right.
All right, Doug, horror movie characters, Millennial Match Game version, brought to you by Rocco's European Garage. Will Millennial Randy know what horror movie starred a character named Norman Bates? Norman Bates. Will Randy know that one?
It's a little old, but I think yes.
This is actually the one I know. Norman
Well, I'm scared.
Bates.
Okay, I watched the show, and it was called Bates Motel, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the name of the movie.
It's not.
But it came from that, right?
It did come from that, yes.
But this is a movie, not a
movie.
TV show.
Old movie.
My all-time favorite movie.
All-time favorite.
Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
That was in
That's in the
Halloween.
second version. That's the remake.
Oh, the remake, not the original. Okay.
Child, a Bates Motel, because that's all I know.
Bates Motel is not correct. It's Psycho.
Oh, no, I would have knew that.
Yeah, sorry.
He was psycho, though, in Bates Motel.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
No point.
No point. Joe is up. Joe, this horror movie character's named Pennywise. Pennywise. Will Millennial Randy know what horror movie that is from?
Yes.
You say yes. Pennywise, Randy.
Aren't you going to say hello? Don't you want a balloon?
This is funny. I actually took a picture with him on Sunday.
With who, Pennywise?
Pennywise. We took a picture together.
So you should know this.
Yes, this is it.
That is it. That's right. All right. Good job. I wouldn't have known that one either. All right. Millennial Match Game continues. Doug is up. Horror movie edition of Millennial Match Game. Will Millennial Randy know what horror movie starred a character named Leatherface? Not Butterface. Leatherface.
I would say no.
You say no. Leatherface, Randy.
Okay, Leatherface.
Leatherface.
See, I'm thinking Freddy Krueger, but I don't think that's actually it. Okay, a Leatherface. That sounds familiar. And he had a chainsaw. Is that why I'm hearing a chainsaw?
I don't know what you're hearing.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, it is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Sound effects.
I think it was because of the sound effects you got that. All right, good job. Joe's up next. Horror movie characters edition of Millennial Match Game. You just said his name. This movie character's name is Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger. Will Millennial Randy know what movie starred Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
I mean, she just said his name, so I would assume you would know, Randy. Freddy Krueger is from what movie?
These sound effects are amazing. Good job, Goodia.
I didn't do them. That was dead.
That was dead. Nightmare on Elm Street.
That is correct. Good job. All right. Who's up? What's the score, Deb Green?
All right, we've got Joe with 3 and Doug at 1, and it is Doug's turn.
All right, Doug, you need this one to stay in the game, by the way, my friend. Millennial Match Game, horror movie characters. The horror movie character name, Jack Torrance. Jack Torrance. Will Millennial Randy know what movie had a star named Jack Torrance?
I don't know, so I'm going to say no.
I'm going no on this one as well. This is actually a movie I have seen.
Light of my life.
Jack Torrance.
Jack Torrance.
You didn't let me finish my sentence.
That sounds like the Dr. Jekyll people stuff. You know, because it's 2 personalities. But something wants me to say, not Jack, but Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. No, The Shining. Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Where he was like, gotta get ya.
Dr. Sleep's coming out in a couple days.
Nope, I don't know that one.
That one was a scary movie. All right, here we go. That means Doug is up?
That means Joe is up.
Joe is up. Joe, you're up. Millennial Match Game. Horror movie characters. The character's name is Ghostface. Not Ghostface Killer.
Yeah, I was going to say Wu-Tang.
Not Ghostface Killer from Wu-Tang, but Ghostface. Will Millennial Randy know what horror movie starred Ghostface?
I'm going to say no.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What do you think, Millennial Randy?
Scream.
That is Scream, yes. You're really crushing this game, Randy.
Go,
All right, who's up?
It is
Deb
Doug's
Green?
turn.
All right, what's the score?
Joe 3, Doug 2.
All right, and Doug's up. Doug, if you get this one, you clinch it. The horror movie character for Millennial Randy's name is Chucky. Not low T Chucky, just regular Chucky. Will Millennial Randy know what horror movie starred Chucky?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi ho.
Heidi ho, Randy. What movie is that from?
Okay, well, it's obviously Chucky.
That was not the name of the movie,
But the name, it ain't The Bride of Chucky. That's one of the movies, right?
Yeah.
But what was that doll called? It wasn't Chucky, the doll? Oh, the Child's Play.
Yes.
Hey,
Good job. All right, you won it, but we'll give one more to Joe just for fun. Joe, this I don't know if it's a horror movie. The character's name was Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter. Will Millennial Randy know what movie Hannibal Lecter is from?
Hey, why did Doug win? I thought we were tied.
Oh, maybe you were tied.
You're tied right now.
All right,
yes.
who's up? I don't know. I
It's
can't
Joe's
keep score.
turn.
Joe.
Yeah, you're cheaping me out of points here.
Joe, Hannibal Lecter. Will she know what movie that's from?
This is under protest. Yeah.
Randy.
Yes, that is Hannibal.
No.
Cannibal, yes.
Cannibal.
Silence of the
Oh,
Lambs.
shoot. I knew that.
But you know what? I'm sorry about that, Joe. I only lose track because we're giving you both prizes. So you both win.
Yeah.
You both did fantastic. What did they win, Deb Green?
You both got a pair of tickets to go check out the Doobie Brothers November 12th at the Cobb Energy Center.
How about that? Joe, what did you think? Millennial Match Game. Not too bad, right?
Hey, man, I'll call in next time.
Excellent. Congrats to Joe and Doug. Randy, a big thank you as always. You have never performed better than you did on tonight's Millennial Match Game.
I love scary movies. That was my favorite.
You love those scary movies.
I do.
All right, I'm going to tell you a scary Halloween story from when I was a kid. A couple of them, actually. We'll be right back. This is The Mark Arum Show.
Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
What a performance by Randy. Did you know all those, Longoria?
Most of them.
I knew only... I would have gotten Chucky, and I would have gotten Hannibal Lecter.
That's it?
And Norman Bates.
Norman Bates I would have gotten. Freddy Krueger I would have gotten. That's probably it, though.
You didn't know
Jason?
Voorhees?
Yeah, come on.
Nope, I wouldn't have gotten any of those.
Wow.
Well, only if you just said, if it was just Jason, I would have gotten it. But you threw the last name in. I'm like, is that the guy from Clerks?
I feel like everybody knew that.
Yeah, everybody knows his last name.
I never saw the
He's
movie.
in 12 movies.
I've never seen any of them. I told Deb during the break, I've seen the movie Saturday the 14th, but I've never seen the movie Friday the 13th. I'm not the only person in the world that's never seen that. Daniel's in Dallas, Georgia. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. How are y'all doing
What's
today?
going on, brother?
Oh, not a whole lot. I wanted to add something to you talking about trick-or-treaters if it's raining.
Okay.
A lot of senior citizen homes encourage you to bring their kids up there because not a lot of the citizens get visitors throughout the year, so they really encourage that and
That is
look
a
forward
great
to it.
idea. And we talked about that a couple weeks ago about, taking kids to visit the senior citizens in the elderly places. That's a great. So they allow trick-or-treaters at these homes.
Yes, you just have to call whichever one you want, find out what times they allow, and take your kids up there. I always take my two daughters every year to at least a different one for an hour or two.
That's a great idea. I have a legitimate question. Will the kids just get like little peppermint candies and Werther's Originals, or they have like real candy?
It depends on the home. Some of them actually go out and buy candy. Like some of them even give out the good Snickers bars.
Shiny Dime, maybe?
I remember my grandmother used to have a Shiny Dime. This is a Buffalo Head nickel. My grandmother used to have the awful candy out, but she also would have a jar, not a jar, but like a little vase with cigarettes in it back in the 70s. Like she had offered candy
parrot?
and cigarettes on her table. How weird was that?
I like Werther's Originals.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
Oh, they're the
Do you know
best.
what's not bad? Megan, Pennsylvania.
I know.
And Johnny Kielbasa, both coming up after news. Stick around. You don't want to miss this on The Mark Arum Show.
Hey, this is Anderson Cooper, and you're listening to The Mark Arum Show.
It's so good to be born in America, where all men are free. It's so good to be born in America, all the home of the red, the white, and the blue.
7:37, 72 soggy degrees on Peachtree Street. Mark Arum and the Bananas with you till 8 in the p.m. Monday through Friday. Programming note, tomorrow you'll get a double dose of me. I'll be on for Eric Von Hessler at 9 a.m. and the normal Mark Arum show at 6 p.m. All the show's podcast on iTunes and WSBRadio.com. And you can listen to the show at home via Amazon Alexa or the WSB Radio app. We haven't even talked about the plane crash today, which was like a huge local story. Maybe we can finagle Veronica Waters into the studio to talk about that. Crazy, off of Peachtree DeKalb Airport, plane just crashed into a townhome, killed 2 people on board. Thankfully, no one was in the house. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. So we'll try to get Veronica in just a second. Johnny Kielbasa coming up shortly with a fast food review, but always a pleasure and a privilege to be joined by Meg in Pennsylvania.
This tiny village in western Pennsylvania, blah, 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 blah.
How are you, Meg, my darling?
Hello, Mark. Oh, good grief. It was so hard to find you because I didn't realize your hours changed, 6 to 8.
Yeah, back in January. Back in January.
Well, now that it's getting darker, I'm able to get the signal better.
You get the signal earlier. That's good. So we'll expect more of Meg as winter approaches. How's the Halloween forecast up in Pennsylvania, Meg? Is it going to be rainy and chilly like it is down here?
Oh, good grief. It's, 30, 40 degrees, that's a heat wave here.
That is it. Before we go on, Meg, say hi to Longoria, please.
I know.
I was going to.
All right.
Hello, Longoria.
Hi.
Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters at your house, Meg?
No, I think they do, like home parties, because some people are a little strange.
Sure, no doubt.
Bluntly.
Do you get candy, though, to pass out just in case someone comes to your door?
No, I turn all those lights out.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When I'm home, usually I'm not even home in time for trick-or-treaters, but when I wasn't working, I would turn out the lights. A couple of times. One year, I had nothing, and I forgot to turn out the lights, and literally all I had to give the kids were fortune cookies from all my Chinese takeout.
Oh, brother.
Like, I've got, like, a whole drawer full of fortune cookies. So the kids seem to enjoy them, though. The kids seem to enjoy them. Yeah.
That's very thoughtful. No, well, I have an emergency bag of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh.
But, I want to,
My favorite.
Yeah, those are my favorite. Oh, look at that, Longoria. How about that?
I want to keep my girlish figure. So,
Indeed. Well, Meg, happy Halloween. I hope to hear from you again in the near future, my friend.
Oh, you will. And hello to Chuck T. And, oh, brother, you're
I'm such an afterthought.
What? Chuck T is not an afterthought.
All right.
All right. Bye, Meg. Veronica Waters. I'm sorry, Veronica, you have to follow Meg in Pennsylvania. Yeah. She is a trip. But I would be remiss if I didn't bring you in here, talk about the breaking news. Just a real quick recap of a plane crash in DeKalb County into a townhome near Peachtree DeKalb Airport. You were on scene. What can you tell us about the story?
It happened this morning, mid-morning, and the plane had just taken off from DeKalb Peachtree Airport. Yeah. It's a little single-engine, fixed-wing Piper PA-28. And as of the last time I checked, there was no idea what caused the crash. Of course, there was a steady rain falling. There was low cloud ceiling.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Aren't all planes fixed wing? Don't you want the wings fixed on the plane?
I'm just using the terminology I was given.
I just thought of that.
I figure that people who are pilots know the difference.
Don't they move
you mean like the flaps?
Yeah. These are just like they don't move or do anything.
It's a flapless plane.
I would assume so, yeah.
All right.
If you want to get technical.
Because like, well, was it a fixed wing? No, the wings come off.
I'm sorry. A single engine
I don't think that's what it means.
airplane.
Flapless.
Comes in a 2 or 4 seater version. Okay. I heard it described as a workhorse.
Fixed wing. Okay. And weather related? I mean, weather was rough.
They don't know. I think it's probably people at the airport were surprised that there was traffic taking off because there was.
Well, the chopper didn't go up this morning because of the weather.
Yeah, because of the weather. So it was very surprised. They were supposed to be going to Salisbury, North Carolina.
Okay.
And it happened very quickly.
I think
after
that's where Captain Herb was from, Salisbury, North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Like the steak, yeah. Remarkable that no one was home, thankfully, in the townhome.
No one was
What was
home.
the scene like? A plane into a townhome. What did it look like on the ground?
It looked like a a couple of big gaping holes in the building.
Yeah.
Something through the roof, and then part of the wall completely collapsed, and there was debris. Of course, scattered around.
Yeah.
The fire captain, Dion Bentley, said it might be at around 300 yards where the debris had broken up and
field.
fallen out.
They call that a field.
Correct.
Do you know what I was thinking about? I was watching the coverage on Channel 2. The NTSB comes to investigate. Do they do anything else, but they just sit around their office and wait for a plane to go down?
Or train to crash.
Like, that seems like a job that there's not a lot of day-to-day work. But when you have work, you were busy. Like it could be, 3 weeks between plane crashes or train derailments, and they're just sitting around. What I'm trying to say is Chuck should apply to the NTSB. There's a lot of downtime, a lot of Netflix time at the NTSB. All right, so we'll follow this situation and have more tomorrow morning on Atlanta's Morning News.
Definitely.
Starting at 4:30 a.m. You want to hang out for Johnny Kielbasa in the Fast Food Review?
Ooh, what are we reviewing?
Well, let's find out.
Yummo.
And now, on the Mark Arum Show, it's time for the Fast Food Review.
Joining us live on the Greasy Salty Hotline from parts unknown, height unknown, weight we do not want to know, Johnny Kielbasa and the ever so popular Fast Food Review. How you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing spooky, Mark Arum. I'm wrapped like a mummy, and I'm ripping out your tummy. I'm covered in blood, and I'm coming out of the mud. And I always get starstruck whenever Veronica.
I was about to say, Veronica, your biggest fan is Johnny Kielbasa.
I haven't heard from Johnny Kielbasa in so long. I thought he had forgotten all about me.
For years. So are you gonna be able to handle the pressure, Johnny? Do you want me to leave the studio?
I got to wipe the sweat off my brow here and try to collect myself real fast.
So Johnny teased on Twitter a Halloween edition of the Fast Food Review. What exactly does that mean, Johnny?
Oh, Mark, we got all kinds of stuff. It's almost worth a minute. You got a minute ticker laying around there? Is that too much to ask?
We got a 19-second ticker.
Oh, there we go.
That's all I need is 19 seconds, Johnny.
Mark, everywhere you go, there's all kinds of freebies in the fast food world and discounts. If you go to Chipotle and you're dressed up tomorrow, you get a $4 bowl burrito. Salad or tacos, Krispy Kreme giving you a free donut if you're dressed up. Quick Trip, kids 12 and under, free vanilla cone from 4 to 10. If you're heading on down to Savannah, they got the Burger King Ghost Whopper. Applebee's got a vampire cocktail. Chili's has a spooky margarita. Papa John's will get you a jack-o'-lantern pizza. Dunkin's got a spider donut. Popeye's our favorite place. Got some voodoo chenders. That's the chili voodoo sauce. And your favorite restaurant, Mark, Friendly's, kids 12 and under dressed up, get a free kids meal. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Wow, Friendly's? I'm going to have to go to Connecticut. Is that true? They get a free meal at Friendly's if you dress up?
12 and under, you get a free kids meal, Mark.
Does a fish majig come on the kids meal? My favorite sandwich of all time? The Friendly's fish majig. You got
What's a fish? Is it like a Filet-O-Fish?
It's kind of like that, Veronica. It's actually... Envision the greatest, tastiest fried fish sandwich you've ever had, okay? Mm-hmm. With tartar sauce, and then you put it in between a grilled cheese sandwich.
Shut up.
Yes, it is so good.
And then wash it down with one of those gigantic sundaes.
Yeah, and a fribble. Oh, I love Friendly so much.
Fribble?
A fribble. It's like their version of a milkshake. So, Johnny, that's a lot to do. If I had to pick two things to do Halloween fast food-wise, what do you recommend I do?
Well, I'd start the day off at Applebee's with a vampire cocktail, and then I would head to Chipotle for a quick lunch, and then hit Popeyes real quick for those new chili voodoo tenders. It's kind of like a sweet chili sauce. Those are really good.
Yeah.
And then
now, forgive my ignorance because I haven't been to Chipotle in years because, I mean, no offense to them, but whatever I eat from them just runs through me like a freight train. Like, I cannot handle it. And you said it's $4 for a bowl or a burrito if you go in?
If you're dressed up, yeah.
What does a normal thing at Chipotle cost? Is it how
$4.50?
$4.50.
It's more than $4. Like
yeah, so that's a deal. That's a good deal, Longoria.
Yeah,
all right, like
what
half
about
off.
Spider Donut? You said Spider Donut?
Yeah, it's a little orange deal with they've got something coming up out of the middle of it. Kind of looks like a frosting spider.
Judd will bring some in tomorrow. Judd, by the way, can I shout out to Judd Hickenbotham?
Sure.
The fourth nicest person I know. He's filled in for Scott Slade this week, and every morning he's brought in donuts from Dunkin' Donuts.
Really?
Every morning. Do you remember the last time? You know the last time Slade brought in donuts?
Probably never.
1976.
Wow, before I was born.
Slade, Judd's winning the hearts and minds of the newsroom. Slade, you better step it up, my friend. I mean, 3 days in a row he's brought in donuts from Dunkin' Donuts. It's amazing.
Why you haven't called or anything?
Well, I mean, I assume they're all gone by the time you wake up. Johnny, real quick while we got you, Deb Green found a list of items. What is it, Deb? The most
discontinued fast food items that fans miss the most?
Yeah, so these are the discontinued fast food items fans miss the most. I read through the list. A couple of them are still around on occasion. So Deb's going to read the list, and we'll pick your brain one by one. Start off, Deb.
Number 1 is the Wendy's Bacon and Blue Burger.
Do you remember that, Johnny? The Bacon and Blue Burger?
Yeah, that was bacon and the blue cheese crumbled on top of it.
Applewood smoked bacon, sautéed onions.
People really miss that,
brioche
though?
bun.
All right. Johnny loves a brioche. So, all right. What's next on the list?
Next up is the Taco Bell Volcano Burrito.
I remember that.
800-calorie burrito.
That's not bad. That's a low-fat burrito in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
But I would imagine that's a hot one, so I wouldn't have tried that.
Yeah,
what else is on the most missed item list?
Next one is McDonald's Szechuan sauce, which I think they have again, right?
I don't know. Johnny, what do you know about the elusive Szechuan sauce at McDonald's?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's not there.
I thought it came back because of Rick and Morty.
Hot mustard.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, well.
Rachel said it did briefly.
Thank you. Yeah.
Rachel, McDonald's inside. So it's not available every day, but it came back briefly. All right, what else is on the list?
All right, next up, Little Caesars Pepperoni Crazy Bread.
I don't
remember.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If I ever get sentenced to death and I get a last meal, one of the items will be Little Caesars Crazy Bread, the breadsticks.
Oh, they're the best.
They are
the best.
I gained 26 pounds freshman year of college simply on those crazy breads. They are so good. I don't remember the
Whaler on that list? That was my favorite.
The Whaler from Burger King.
I remember the Whaler. We haven't got down there yet.
What else you got
next
there,
up
Deb?
is the McRib, which comes back once a year, right?
Yeah, we always have
right now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's available now.
Burger King's Angry Whopper.
Johnny said that's going to be tomorrow, right? We got the Angry Whopper back tomorrow?
That's the Ghost Whopper.
The Ghost Whopper.
Totally different.
The Angry Whopper was the black bun that turned your poop green.
I thought that was the Ghost Whopper.
No, the Angry Whopper.
The Angry one was the one with,
I mean, a lot of things might turn your poop green, Veronica.
Angry Whopper sounds like like a spicy one.
It was, with a black bun.
With a black bun.
I thought that was Ghost
You'll
Whopper.
see that come back in the next year. I can see it.
How about Popeye's Big Easy Chicken Bowl?
I don't remember that at all, but it sounds fantastic. What's in that thing, Deb Green?
Meat chicken with Cajun gravy. That's what it says.
Meat chicken.
Look, I'm just meat chicken with. That means it's not real meat.
Yeah.
Cajun gravy, red beans, rice, shredded cheese.
Damn.
Optional hot sauce, optional sour cream.
That's like a knockoff of the KFC bowl.
Chicken?
Have you ever had the KFC bowl?
No.
Oh, that is heaven.
KFC
Veronica,
in a bowl.
that
You
is
get
heaven.
bone-in chicken at places like
it's
that.
It's like
Come
a
on.
home-cooked meal in a bowl. It's so
Heaven.
good. What else?
Right. McDonald's fried apple pie.
The
fried one.
They don't have those anymore?
No, they have the baked one
they're
now.
baked now.
I love the baked one. Oh, so good.
Not as good as the fried
How about
one.
the Dairy Queen's Mystery Misty? Do you guys? I've never had a Misty.
No, I've never had a Misty.
No idea.
Misty
Johnny, any in the Misties there?
I'm too busy eating dilly bars in the corner.
All right. The BK Cheesy Tots.
They're back.
Hey,
Johnny.
they're back. Yeah.
How about the
Just need
McDonald's
someone to feed them to me.
Arch Deluxe? Anyone remember?
I remember the Arch
Deluxe.
That was good. I
One
missed
side
that.
hot, one side cold.
No, that was the McDLT.
What is the Arch Deluxe then?
We'll tell you tomorrow on the show. We got to get out of here. Johnny K, we appreciate you as always, and
Thanks, Veronica. If you went all that, baby, go by. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and the Scoop Soft Stuff Podcast on any pod app or JohnnyKielbasa.com.
all things Kielbasa on JohnnyKielbasa.com. Appreciate you, bruh.
It's bruh.
Veronica.
Every week.
There you go. Veronica, do you want to Turnbull the bed with me on this one?
Yes.
Can we Turnbull the bed?
Let's do it.
You got a minute to do that.
Never mind. We'll be right back. Final segment of the Mark Arum Show next.
Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
We ran out of time. Let's do star of the Shizo Schlongoria, por favor.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum Star of the Show?
I'm going to hand out stars of the show like they're candy on Halloween. We're giving Randy one. We're giving Veronica one. We're giving Johnny Kielbasa one. We're giving Publix one. And I guess you three bananas get one as well. And I'll take one. Everyone gets one. Everyone gets one. Oh, Les hung up. Or Chuck hung up on him, one or the other. Fixed wing, by the way, via many social media folk. That just means not a helicopter.
Oh, okay.
So a plane, you don't need to say a fixed wing aircraft just means a plane. So it has nothing to do with the flaps. It's not a flapless plane. Yes, exactly right. So fixed wing means not a helicopter. A chopper.
We learned
Get
something.
me to the chopper. All right, so tomorrow I'm on twice, 9 a.m. and then 6 p.m. Longoria and Loti will be off. They'll be trick-or-treating in the rain.
Candy.
Trying to get some candy and bring the leftovers in on Friday. We'll continue the conversation, as always, on Twitter and Facebook. It's at Mark Arum, MarkArum. And Facebook, it's Mark Arum WSB. Rest in peace to God, coordinate, Mr. Witherspoon. Rest in peace. Love that man. In the meantime, go to sleep, little baby.
Go to sleep, you little baby.
You burrs.
Guests of the Mark Arum Show stay at the All Suite Omni Hotel, located in the heart of Chicago's Magnificent Mile.